Hello and fuck Cape Shit. Welcome to another episode of Shittywebcomics Weekly, brought to you by our Subscribe Star backers. Check out the links below to get access to secret videos that nobody else is ever allowed to see.
The secret evil videos, the secret evil vault of evil.
The pure evil, the internet supervillains. But anyways,
don't mess with the supervillains of the internet, like Tug.
Motherfucker. Hey, motherfucker. Anyways. The continuing with the grab bag of webtoons for now. The next one is a slice of life comic called "It's On."
It's on like the break of dawn.
And the blurb says the year is 2008. The On siblings, again Koreans, fucking Koreans. They're all Korean, but still
Clearly a reference to the fucking Animu K-On.
Yes. The On siblings have moved from Korea to America, and there's a lot more to get used to than just being the new kids in school. Join So Won and Woo as they try to find their footing in Los Angeles. Oh my god, that's terrible.
Oh no, I hope they don't get surrounded by a bunch of African-American gentlemen.
They'll make new African-American friends who will turn out their dual boy.
They'll have a nice rooftop get together.
Yes. That would be great if it says this takes place in 2008. That it would be nice if the comic ends in 2017 or 2018 with now we have to go, just like our fathers, we had to go on the rooftops and just spray gunfire into the looters below.
Antifa is rioting.
Yes.
We need to protect our storefronts.
It just ends with the both of the kids holding up 3 fingers each or something with a fucking AR-15 under one hand,
or Ruger or whatever.
Yeah.
Any type of scary rifle.
Any delightful rifle. Anyways, this one's weird though. It has 90,000 subscribers and only 11 episodes, but it has 1.2 million views, which doesn't exactly seem.
Do they count views for every single page? I assume they combine every single page together.
Yeah, it's all the pages.
That makes sense.
But I mean, only 11 episodes. It's fucking, and with only 90,000 subscribers. Usually, if it's got a million views, it's going to have at least 100 or 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers. But I don't know. I don't really know enough to even say it's fishy. I don't think it's fishy. I think it's just millions, a billion Koreans. There's a billion Koreans, and all of them read Korean comics about Koreans on Webtoon.
It's like, how many Brazilians are there? Just a Brazilian of them. Just a more billion of them.
Yes, a more billion of them. Anyways, did you have any comments?
Obvious. I said, because this was the first one where I saw the thumbnail, it's like, oh, this isn't offensive to my senses already. It's got somewhat of a unique art style. It's not automatically...
I don't think I'm looking at the thumbnail. The thumbnails, I can't really see. I'm just seeing the front page.
I'm just looking at the Discord.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw the art, and it's like, okay, this is something that's... It's not this typical shit. It's not romance.
It's not just...
gay people being gay.
Yeah, it's not it's not the pastel ass-fucking faggots pounding each other's assholes into prolapse kind of art style. It's a cute art style, nice and simple, straightforward.
They're not going to need diapers before they turn 40.
Yeah. And it's not just the manga or even manhwa typical style. It's kind of like a little more cartoony than usual, that kind of thing. And the comic could be good for all we know. We're not looking at the comics.
We will never know. I could, but I'm not going to.
Yes.
We could, but we won't.
But we.
But I did comment this could be neat or terrible just based on the thumbnail on the front page. It's like, okay, maybe.
Okay,
all right.
So that's it for that one.
But yeah, just the fact that it's trying to push more representation. That shit's always annoying.
That's not what these specifically are doing. It's probably just a bunch of Korean people who are like, Webtoon, hey, there's other Korean comics on Webtoons. I want to make a comic. It'll be about Koreans. Okay, we'll do it. And it's just that.
But when your only selling point is more representation, you've lost me.
Yeah, again, that's why Slice of Life is almost the lazy person's choice of I don't really have any ideas. Well, I'll just make a slice of life, slow burn coffee shop AU, whatever the fuck.
Because they don't have any. It's an artist. It's what happens when an artist tries to write their own comic. They have no ideas, and so nothing gets made out.
And again, that may not apply to this. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's genius. I doubt it.
Genius. I mean, again, there's always all sorts of. There's a huge spectrum of in between too.
It's entirely on the spectrum. But this was the first one where I saw the thumbnail and wasn't revulsed.
Revulsed is not a word. Fuck you. I think it is a word. What do you think of that?
It is. It turns out it is. What's this word I'm looking at?
Yeah, what's this word I'm looking at? Revulsed. And fucking Jimmy would just not back down for that. Whatever, anyways.
Jimmy was like, Jimmy actually apologized, and then fucking Craig or fucking whatever.
No, Colin Quinn was like fucking still the overall point.
He was like, how about I'm sorry and I'm an ass? And Jimmy's like, he has to think for a second because he knows he can't just say that.
He doesn't want to surrender. He can't surrender, of course. Who would do that?
He doesn't, because he's like, okay, I would say that, except after I said revulsed isn't a word, you lost all fucking authority.
You lost your confidence. You lost your confidence that it was a word.
Which he did, because he was like, revulsed. He was just...
Yeah, wondering. Jimmy said revulsed isn't a word, and it's like, who cares? And Jimmy goes, everyone cares. Just to fucking dig it in for no reason again.
A huge dick, but it's fucking hilarious.
Again, that stuff's funny. That stuff's
way
funny.
Better than, that's comedy. Hey, Webtoons, that's just called a joke.
Yeah, and that's going away. That's fucking... People aren't going to really recognize jokes or comedy or funniness anymore.
It's two people on nearly equal level punching down against each other.
Yes.
They're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, exactly. For some reason, people invented a fake rule that punching down somehow isn't part of comedy, when it not only is, it always has been.
Invented a new other rule on top of that fake rule, where it's then punching down is just you're white and straight and male. Therefore, even if you're a 3-year-old, I cannot possibly punch down on you. So I can say and do whatever I want. I can fucking I can have a black guy rape you and your sister to death, and he will get off scot-free because slavery.
Because he was punching down, you see. Or he wasn't punching down as that 3-year-old white boy was punching down by existing. So the black guy was punching up, if anything.
The fucking whatever that guy, Hunter, or whatever that kid's name was, who rode his bike across a black guy's grass. So the black guy went out and shot the child. It's like an 8-year-old or a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
That was punching up.
Yeah, he was really punching up there. And that's unironic. That's the thing, is that we're saying that, but people unironically do believe that in real life. That's why, again,
they have the power of the vote. They can not only vote, but they can also fraudulently
they can make
vote.
decisions. They can make decisions for you that are detrimental to themselves and you.
And if you object to their decisions, you are the one breaking the law, and you are the one who gets in trouble.
Who would have thought? Anyways,
I wonder
the stuff we're saying is
the result from any of this.
We're saying this. Meanwhile, a bunch of people, just like everything we said in the previous years, in a few more years from now, the grift right will be pretending this is their opinion too. The Comicsgate will be going around acting like that they hold these opinions. Right now, Comicsgate's like, yeah, it's disgusting. But then in a few years, they will be repeating what we just said now verbatim and acting like it's their own opinion when it's not.
They'll be monetizing the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And taking money. And they'll be getting money too.
And abusing their children. They'll be beating their children privately behind closed doors and
privately and then in public, but then just saying the SJWs did this. SJWs took a baseball bat.
The saying that the SJWs are trying to fucking shut me down. Anyways, the antis. I think the antis did this. They fucking just shoot their own children in the face and say the antis did. Look at what the antis did.
Who shot my daughter? The antis.
Yes. Anyways, fantasy, in the fantasy genre, Defects, which Yeah, I bet you got some defects
We've
of
we've been
personality, you motherfucker.
seems like we've been covering. This is the one that I actually tried to read.
Okay, I didn't.
So
It's got
mostly
15
it's because
episodes, and it has
I
2 million
tried to
views,
read
but
it. Yeah.
200,000 subscribers, which that looks a little more in line with what I've been seeing. Is about 200,000 subscribers.
I mean, I
So
imagine you don't have to subscribe to be able to read it,
no.
so that's probably just people coming
Well,
in.
plus the subscribers
Hey,
reading every episode. So it's like if you got 15, that's 15 views per subscriber. So it's 200,000 times 15. So
yeah,
that makes sense.
that would be yeah. That would actually account for almost all of those then.
Yeah, pretty much. So
But this one in particular, I tried to read because the thumbnail was like, "Oh, it's a attractive female," and it's like she's got big tits, but you can't see any cleavage. Are they trying desperately not to draw them?
how disgusting.
Which is kind of my comment, but you might as well read the synopsis first.
Yeah, synopsis. An attempted kidnapping leaves Ellie under the protection of a secret society, one that promises to help her learn what she truly is, amidst monster attacks and a whole new world of magic. She starts to learn about her foggy past, but her heart starts to feel something new as well. The lust for men. But, well, it doesn't say that, but the other stuff, again, a more original sounding pitch, at least. I know
Although it
there's a
does
lot
sound
of,
like
like,
that.
Harry Potter, oh no, I just got introduced
Or
to
also,
magic.
what was it, Divergent or whatever the big Mary Sue fucking series was, where it's like, was it Divergent or whatever the fuck?
I have no fucking clue.
I don't remember, but it was like a movie where it's like a girl is born with special magic blood or some shit.
Oh, was it
She's got
like,
magic blood.
was it one of the other spin offs from Twilight or something? I don't fucking know.
No, I don't fucking know. I
Who
don't know because
knows?
I don't give a shit. I give so little of a shit.
It's very young
I saw
adult
the
spin off
cinema.
from
Yeah,
Harry Potter, though, of course.
yeah, and now that's what this is. This is a ripoff of a spin-off of a ripoff of a Mary Sue.
And usually, yeah, it's like it starts with, oh no, they tried to kidnap her. Why? She doesn't know, but it turns out other people know that she has magic powers all along. And it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, that's still a premise. And even if it's the most unoriginal premise in the entire universe, there's still interesting things, or you can make it
The thing
entertaining
is
or
that
whatever.
here's a little free writing advice for everyone out there. That's the start of your story.
Yeah.
That should not be the entire thing ever.
Yeah, and this pitch does sound it like it's the start. It's like this is where it starts, and then it goes. Usually your
I mean,
pitch is the
it is a
start.
synopsis. I mean, that is a synopsis. That's kind of the point of a synopsis.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's also the thing is I've also heard generic synopses like this for a million other extremely boring or
yeah,
poorly made pieces of shit.
yeah. It really depends, and of course, people will say, "Well, it's getting a lot of views, so clearly." People always hide
No.
behind the bandwagon fallacy of like a lot of people like it, therefore it's good, which isn't true.
Also, this
A
is
lot of people can read your comic just because you say it has Koreans in it. That's all anyone gives a shit about. It's a slice of life about Koreans. What do? They be Korean. Oh, okay. I'm fucking. Here's a million views. And again,
camped out on the rooftop.
yes,
Guarding
it doesn't
their
mean. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean that the comic's bad. It doesn't even mean that it's mediocre or whatever. Could just be mediocre. Could be benign, which is fine too. I don't care if these comics are generic. Because if somebody likes a generic comic, it's not like it's fucking. The downside theoretically to that is that it drags down the average, so the good stuff doesn't get noticed because it's now in an ocean of generic comics that get all the attention anyways. But I'm not even saying that's happening here.
Something good in even in Webtoon is like a clear, clean drop of water in an ocean of urine.
Yes. But anyways, yeah, this comic could be more interesting. You read some of it. Are there any comments on it?
Fucking yeah, there's comments. Although I will comment on this because I didn't comment on what I read. Is that nothing happens? I think she has a goofy arm and she has. Is this the same comic where it's like she has a bunch of servants and she has a cursed arm and all the servants are talking shit about her cursed arm being gross, and then that's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I think
Yeah.
same thing. I don't fucking know, but yeah, it was because it did also that thing where you have to scroll constantly, and eventually you find out that nothing has happened. I quit after like I don't know what would you even say.
Yeah, this first episode is they're just sitting around and they're going tee hee, and it's like, oh, let's go over here. Okay, let's go over
And
here.
they call her
What?
Elliot. The other child calls her Elliot, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Why are you?
there's.
Well, what's with the boy's name?
I don't know what's going on necessarily. There's a dragon
Nothing.
and a fire thing, and again, it's like the amount of panels and stuff
The art is
could
nice.
fill. Yeah, the amount of panels could fill like 2 issues though, and so there's always just a story told too slowly. No matter if it's just one episode. The problem with a lot of indie comics, especially in book print form, is you'll see, like, I just did a video about this today that's a solo video. It's been up on the Subscribe Star for a long time now. But the thing is, there's a lot of comics that do this. A few we've reviewed. We've gone into detail about that. But we've said that, a comic that just takes way too long to tell a story, or, for example, for one of the examples, a comic that takes 7 issues and doesn't tell any story at all. That's endemic throughout indie comics and web comics, where it's just like thing happens, but it's not anything that drives any plot. There's some plot moving here, but still.
That is like 99% an artist who is like, I have an idea for a comic, and that's all they have.
Yeah, they don't learn how to structure it properly. They don't learn pacing. They don't learn how to tell a story as concisely as possible.
They also just don't even comprehend it. Because, I mean,
there's padding all over the place.
I'm a writer. I didn't learn any of these things ever anyway, either. I didn't go to school. I didn't go to a writing school. I didn't fucking go to college for writing. I never bothered. And I shouldn't have to either. You never should have to.
You should be able to learn all of this stuff on your own, just through interest.
Instinctually, if you're good at what you do, you already know what's good. So when you look at it again, you know, oh, this doesn't work too well. This isn't as good. I need to go back.
You have to criticize your storytelling, not just your art. And that's the thing, is that it's a whole different skill. It's a completely unrelated skill to knowing that your art looks good. So again, that's a whole other issue.
Aspects of writing and art too. You can be good at one kind of art or one kind of writing. Mm-hmm. You can be good at dialogue. You could be bad at plotting, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of that. Yeah, like you can be really bad at dialogue, but you can be good at the pacing and plotting. So it's like you might have a comic that reads weird with the text, but the actual storytelling is still good. It can be true. Like I've read comics that were badly translated that were still good comics because I could still basically tell what was going on, and the stuff that was going on was still interesting.
Yeah, that's something also that people need to. It's something that people need to kind of acclimate to. Is like a simple or even a poor translation of Mango.
Yeah. Anyways,
it can be poorly translated. It can be brilliantly translated, but still be shit.
Mm-hmm. Anyways,
like Naruto.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had some comments.
Naruto.
I had some comments for this one. The first comment is, of course, could be good or could be typical Mary Sue. The Mary Sue. The fucking dreaded M word, Mary Sue.
Yeah, which I don't think this is necessarily, but
I don't know.
There's always the threat that's like she's so magical and everyone likes her, but she's just a sad loner inside, something like that. I don't know.
I scrolled down 50 pages looking for tit, and I didn't see any.
There's no fucking tits in this.
But
the
thumbnail promises titty.
Tit monster.
The actual tit delivery vehicle, some titty meat, beautiful
titty meat.
But yeah, the actual comic, she's wearing like a frock or something. It's terrible,
disgusting, motherfucking less revealing than a nun. Say this outfit for a Baptist convention, butt faces. Anyways,
nothing but boobless crap.
That's not what I'm watching. But anyways, yeah, this comic could be interesting. It could be just okay. Which sometimes it's fine to just be like, hey, here's just an okay comic.
No problem. Here's a clear violation. of the page one rule. I mean, even if you count maybe 6 panels,
with
page,
Webtoon, you can kind of get away with that more of violating the page one rule because it's not necessarily a page.
If you would ask me, you can get away with it less in Webtoon because an entire panel will take up a page. So if the first panel is just like dull.
Yeah, it's always like a shot of a wall. It's like, look at this wall. There's a wall here. That's like every single one of these comics just starts off with like, look at a wall. Now there's a grandfather clock. It's on the wall.
Here's a girl who's sitting down on the ground hugging her knee.
They're almost trying to...
It's not better drawn than the thumbnail, so it's like, this already looks weird.
They're trying to storyboard the idea of a movie or a TV show based on this instead of
another
being
mistake.
A comic. Yeah.
Another huge mistake an artist will make if they're trying to make a comic is like to draw it out like a storyboard.
It doesn't ruin a comic. Clearly a lot of people, reading these comics and that kind of stuff, and they're having their success and that kind of shit.
What else are they going to read? First off, what else are they going to read? Secondly, massive amounts of convenience. It's the best fucking platform for comics right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of the only platform. So yeah, you can promote any piece of shit on Webtoon, and people will watch it in the millions.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what else are they going to do? They're bored. They're probably on the way to school because they're 12.
Yeah, they're sitting on a bus and they've read this and this and this, and it's like, here, I'll read this too. And sometimes a comic that's just, mundane and fucking benign is pleasant for like you're sitting on the bus and you want to just look at a comic.
This is Medal of Honor Allied Assault.
Yeah. That's fucking
when the game came out, I think first off my computer couldn't run it until we got an upgrade like 6 months, a year later.
Mm-hmm.
And it ran okay with the upgrade. And then like the first 3 missions are pretty damn good because it's made by the same people who made Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And then the next 3, I think the very beginning of mission 4 is like Sniper Town.
Yeah, just giant drop off of stupid gay bullshit.
Not only a drop off, it's one of the worst things ever put in anything.
Literally worse than the Holocaust.
It's like if a movie just started flashing, if like the beginning of the 3rd act just started flashing red and white lights at high enough frequency to cause even somebody who doesn't have epilepsy to have an epileptic seizure.
Thank you, movie. Yeah.
And they just did that for fucking 5 solid minutes, no interruption. That was fucking mission 4 of Medal of Honor Allied Assault. But I still played the whole fucking game. Why did I do that? Because I didn't have any other money.
Yeah, didn't have any other games.
Steam didn't exist.
Steam didn't exist. You couldn't buy a game for like $2. You couldn't buy like 10 games for $5.
Let alone playing like 50 games for free that were at least the same quality of that. That didn't exist. Yeah. I didn't have that. That's what this is. That's what Defects is. That's what Webtoon is. I mean, I got to give Webtoon more credit for that. But yeah, a lot of the shit is just being promoted based on cutesy art instead of like, here's the fucking best story.
Instead of the best story, like legit something that's so good that it's fucking threatens to break out so much that they gotta make a movie out of it or at least get some kind of Netflix deal. Instead, it's clearly just something that's good enough to just put up. It's okay.
I've never heard of that like got nuclear big that started on Webtoon. That is a problem.
And that may happen. That may happen because, again, but they're not pushing the best comics. They're pushing just the most appealing to the norm crowd comics. That's it.
Lowest common denominator, which you're never really going to see anything fantastic.
That's how things always have been, though.
Webtoons, but I don't think any of them are actually exclusives. I think they're people who came to Webtoon from outside.
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea.
Meme Girls is the only one I could think of, and I have no idea.
Oh yeah, Meme Girls. That one is good, but that one's just simple. That's like, simple.
I'm pretty sure they did stuff before Webtoon even existed.
Yeah.
So they went to Webtoon so that they would have basically a more streamlined platform.
Yeah, just an easy platform to upload that's not just like Twitter. Because I think before then, it was just Twitter. They would just use Twitter because Twitter's easy to just upload pages to. That's all you got to do. And
There's
Webtoon kind of should be like that too, of course.
Yeah, there's
Which
no
it
way
is. It's user-friendly.
Yeah, if there's no way to discover something good on Webtoon easily, though, because all the stuff that's popular is just like kitsch or fucking flash in the pan shit.
Yeah, it's
Pride
kind
Month,
of junky, like generic. Yeah, the
It's Pride Month. So here's the most irritating
Pride
gay
demon.
Pride demon.
But anyways, yeah. You know
It's
what?
just gay stereotypes written by stupid 14-year-old girls.
We had so much to say about these that we can do yet another video. So we'll continue. We will conclude this on the next one, finally. Even if the next one's only a few minutes long. We'll see. Who cares? But
all this stuff, all this work is just fucking piled up. The fucking lawn needs
pure gold.
I'm not even doing it because now it's
other people need to do the lawn. We got more important shit to do, like talk about Webtoon's comics.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's a bunch of gay bullshit. Bullshit. Anyway,
they don't understand.
Those motherfuckers. Anyways,
we need to make them understand.
So yeah, donate to us on Subscribestar. Give us money on Subscribestar. Go to our Subscribestar and give us money.
Fuck you, pay me.
On Subscribestar, and should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.